So I got a Firefly because everybody was telling me, well, everything I read was Firefly's a good budget guitar, right? And so before this, I was playing on a, well, let me give you some background on me. All right, so my name is Preston Acevedo, aka Doc Salem, aka Nicky the Pipe, aka. So I'm a comic book artist and sci-fi painter. I used to play in a band a while back, like everybody, right? Every musician used to play in a band. Anyway, I used to play in a band like back in the day. We played stoner rock when stoner rock wasn't really that accepted around these parts. But I came to a crossroads and I was like, I have to choose between art and music. And I had way more talent in art than I did in music. With music, I was skilled. I wasn't really talented. I was just like a super creative. And music, like the guitar, was just guitar and bass was just a way to get that creativity out. So anyway, I used to have a Gibson Gothic series SG. So, and I really liked that. I liked thin body. I didn't dig the neck dive too much, but I dug the body. You know, the neck dive wasn't as bad as the BC Rich, but it was pretty on par. The also I got used to the baseball sized neck that they had on those Gibson fucking SGs. Anyway, and I also used to play on a LTD. I still got the LTD. I got an LTD EC 256, I think it is. Anyway, it's a really good guitar. You know, it's got you know, you can split the pickups, all that kind of crap. All right. So anyway, so I was looking for a guitar to kind of. I wanted the SG look without having SG problems, because I don't know if any of you guys know this, but Gibson has at least they used to. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to get that bend on the neck, on the headstock. What they would do is they would steam the wood and then push it back, which was, I mean, it was great. It made it for a seamless neck, but it also made it for a very weak joint up here on the neck, where the neck was steamed back. So anyway, nobody warned me about that before I bought the SG. And I think I spent $800 on it at Guitar Center back in the day. Nowadays, it's like $2,000 for a Gothic SG. So anyway, what happened was we're you know, playing, I guess, a gig or whatever, and I must have hit it and never realized it. When I put the guitar up, I must have put a crack in it or something like that. When I put it away, and then the next time we were practicing, I pulled it out of its case, because I always carried it in a hard case. Treasured that guitar, you know. The neck was completely split. It was split to the point to where it was just the whole thing was coming apart, and I was like, this is fucking retarded. So I got rid of it. I got rid of the SG. So now my lovely wife convinced me to start playing again, you know, and I'm at that point where I can start playing again and have fun doing it and not be like, oh, I gotta make money and all this kind of stupid shit. But so, and she should have known better, because she should have known that I was going to go overboard and just start getting a lot of guitars and amps and everything like that. Anyway, so this brings me to the Firefly. I wanted something like an SG without the SG problems. So I heard a lot of good stuff about Firefly. Not a lot of bad. There's bad stuff out there too. I ain't gonna lie to you, but not a lot of bad stuff. So I went ahead and I got this Firefly FFL LP, I think it is. I think it's an LP or LG. I think, yeah, an LG, FFLG. And I liked, like, I was looking at them, and this one was like it was right at $200, $199 or something like that. And I really dug the Okay, I really dug the racing stripe on it. I added the skull and crossbones. Why? Because skull and crossbones are cool. Anyway, so I like the racing stripe. Honestly, I thought this was a black guitar, you know, with a wood grain racing stripe going through it. Everything on Firefly's website, as far as color, you cannot trust it. This came in and it's like a brown purple, you know. And honestly, at first I kind of minded it, and then I was like, fuck it, you know, whatever. So I got a strap for it, put it on, and there's almost no neck dive whatsoever with this guitar. Like it's heavy, like it's got some girth behind it. The neck isn't as thick as an LG. I mean, SG. Sorry, SG. Get confused with that shit. It's actually pretty sweet. Like it's not. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a chunky neck, but it's not as chunky as an SG. Anyway, there's of course there's imperfections. There's imperfections in anything you get at, you know, fucking $200, you know. But it's not that bad, you know. And it's like right out the box, I noticed like the strings were pretty low, like it wasn't bad, you know, and everything was pretty. It was set really well. Another thing that sold me on this, it's got a bone nut right here, which is cool because it. You know, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Whatever. Now, after playing it for a little while, after adjusting, I had to tweak the truss rod just a little bit, and that helped with a lot of string buzz. You know, they had a lot on the first string. You know, the E string. There's no dead frets on this thing whatsoever, which is fucking great. You know, I love that. And I thought it was going to be like my expectations were kind of low because it's $200 budget guitar, right? And I was pleasantly surprised when I got it in. One of the things that did bug me after a while was, and I knew about this because I did a lot of research on Firefly before I actually got it in, was the microphonic pickups. So these pickups are extremely microphonic. Like you can talk in it and it'll come out the amp, right? Now another thing about that is there is a slight like string buzz, and it's not because of the guitar or anything like that. It's because the way I play. Like I use a really hard pick, and I'm pretty brutal on the strings. Like I don't take it easy on it, and there's no buzz. All right, there it is. So you hear a little bit of buzz. Now the thing is that's not that bad until you hit it with the amp, because the pickup's microphonic. So I think what's going on is they're picking up that buzz and just like making it way louder than what it is. So what I decided to do, and also another thing too, was the tuners. The tuners, they were okay at first, and I think as I was using it and I played more, and like I said, I'm not the easiest person on a guitar. Like really hard pick, put a lot of fucking strength into it, whatever, into strumming and picking and shit like that. It's getting to the point to where I have to check the tune in every 2 songs, every 1 to 2 songs, and that sucks. So, but what I decided to do was make this guitar. I'm gonna experiment with different shit on this guitar, right? I'm gonna upgrade it, and I've already decided what I'm gonna do. I went to Guitar Fetish and I ordered some vintage style Gibson pickups. I think the bridge pickup is it's a 14K, and the neck is 10K. So it's gonna be a nice it's gonna give it a better sound, because right now another thing with these pickups, you don't get a lot of sustain with these pickups. Like you gotta really fucking work for it, and I'm just not cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect this to keep up with the LTD, because the LTD is a $500 guitar, right? And it honestly, this guitar is completely different than the LTD. Like, my goal for this guitar isn't to play like the shit I played on the LTD. No, this guitar, I'm planning on doing like desert rock, stoner rocks, and Fu Manchu and stuff like that. Yeah, like. Turn that up. Anyway, so yeah, I want to do like Fu Manchu. I'm probably always going to keep it tuned to a D. You can already hear that it's out of tune, and I tuned this fucker up before I started messing around like on this video. So yeah, the tuners. I was going to change the tuners out at first. At first, I was like, no, I'm going to change tuners out. But then I started thinking, why change the tuners out? Why not just change the bridge out, right? And what I decided to do, and I know what you're thinking, you're like, why change the bridge out? That's not going to help keep it in tune or anything like that. But it's not part of it's all part of my master plan, right? So what I got was this bridge. And what is it? This is a a Geiger, something like that. Geiger bridge, right? And it's a fine-tuning bridge. And what I decided to do was put string locks on the top, right up here. And I'm gonna do this all on video, right? I'm gonna do the whole process of me upgrading this guitar. But I don't want to replace the bone nut. I want to keep the nut in place. I don't want to make my problems worse by going ahead and trying to put the string locks in there, and they don't quite line up with where the position of the strings with the bone nut. I don't want to do that. No, I'm gonna put the string locks behind the bone nut and just bolt it in, and maybe trim the truss rod cover just a little bit. And I think that'll solve the tuning issues, like completely. If not, well, like I said, I'm gonna experiment with it. And if it does work, I got another guitar I'm gonna fuck with. You know, do the same thing too. Now, is this worth the money that I paid for it? Absolutely. This guitar is beautiful. Like, there's nothing wrong with this guitar. The color did irritate the shit out of me at first, but you know, I'm cool with it now. Like, and the weight, the feel of this guitar is fucking incredible. And this is another thing too that I liked about this guitar that I didn't like about the Harley Benton version or the LTD version. Fret access. You get access to every fret, and it does not affect. Like, you don't have to like go through any roadblocks or anything like that to do it. On Harley Benton's version of the SG, it's like the frets are locked up back here. Like, they go back all the way into the 17th fret or something like that before you can actually, you know, hit that fret. You gotta, like, it's buried into the body, and that's something Harley Benton has an issue with, actually, because they put out their new V, and it's the same thing. Like, they buried the frets into the body all the way up until like the 15th fret, and it boggles the mind why they would do that, because they put out a really good guitar. Anyway, we're not talking about Harley Benton right now. We're going to talk about that on another video. We're talking about Firefly. It wasn't until after I got this guitar that I joined a couple of groups, and I started hearing about some of the bad stuff about Firefly. Like, they sing guitars and the necks aren't like put on like exactly right. I never had that experience with this one. This guitar came in perfect, almost. Like I said, I had to tweak the truss rod, and that was about it. And I am totally down with upgrading this guitar. I think I can get a decent SG out of this guitar and not have all the problems of an SG. right? Because this guitar feels like it can take a little bit of a beating. You know, where that SG, like, it literally took a tap and the fucking thing came apart, you know? I love Gibson. I think Gibson plays great, and it's a really nice guitar. But one thing about a Gibson is that you got to be really, it's a delicate instrument. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's going to be enough for this video. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and listen to the pickups. So these are the original pickups. I haven't fucked with the pickups yet, of course. The pickups are still in the box, right? So this is the bridge. I mean, yeah, this is the bridge pickup right here. And it's not coming out of a good amp. It's coming out of a Fender Mustang. Like, and I'm not a big fan of Fender Mustang. I use it as a practice amp, but, you know, my favorite amp is a Bagheera tube. And that's what I use when I go to practice. That pickup isn't that bad either. And this, yeah. Fucked up a little bit in there, but yeah, fuck it. It's a video. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Great guitar. Another thing I had a problem with, it's not really a huge problem, but it was still a problem. And I suggest if you do get one of these guitars, which I think it's a good investment. I don't think it's a bad thing. You are going to have to upgrade it a little bit, but, you know, whatever. Who cares, right? That's the fun part to me. The pots were a little loose, especially this one right here. It was, when I went to turn it, the whole thing turned, and I had to pop the back off, you know, and go ahead and tighten that up. The input jack was a little loose. I had to go ahead and tighten that up. You got to be careful about that, though, too, because when I tightened it up, I tightened the input jack up just a little too tight, and I heard the paint crack. Just a hair. So, you know, it is what it is. The paint never came off. Don't get me, you know, but I did hear a crack just a little bit. The strings on this guitar, I can't remember if I changed these out. I don't think I changed these out. No, I didn't. I didn't change them out. Or did I? Because I like using 11s. I can't remember if I put 11s on here or if it came with the 10s that it usually comes with. I think I didn't change them out. Now, no, I did change them out because the strings that Firefly comes with, they're colored. I think Dunlop strings come color coded. You're not getting Dunlops, dude. These are knockoffs, total knockoffs. But so I changed those out. And I love this guitar. Like, it's badass, dude. Yeah. And I can't wait to go play places with it, you know, fuck around and do some shit. But it needs a little work before we can get to that point. Does it compete with any other guitars I got? No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. But I think it could, you know. And like I said, this guitar has a special mission. And this guitar is going to be for stoner, desert rock, and all that kind of cool shit. like Orange Goblin, Fu Manchu, you know, Caius, whatever. Yeah, because I don't just buy guitars for the look. I buy them because they got different pickups and different sounds and shit like that. And this is definitely, this became one of my favorites as soon as I put the strap on it and strapped it on and felt the weight of this guitar. This is not an SG. This is nowhere, it may have the horns of an SG, but this is not an SG. Just feels heavier than an SG. It doesn't have the quality of hardware that an SG has, but like as far as the look, it's got that, you know, and it's tough. This is a tough guitar. Like, I'm not talking about tough looking. I'm talking about tough. Like, I never dropped it, but it just feels like you wouldn't have a problem. I did nick it, like as far as the headstock, and when it came in, I mean, these like not Harley Benton, Firefly packs their guitars really well, like really, really well. It comes in its coffin, you know, the styrofoam coffin, but you know, it came packed really well. Like the packing could take a little bit of a beating, and it did, you know. So that tells me right there that this guitar is a tough son of a bitch. It also comes with a cable, you know, and the truss rod, Allen wrench, stuff like that. So if you're interested in getting one of these guitars, I'm going to put the link in the description. Honestly, instead of getting them from Guitar Garden, I would look on Amazon first, especially if you're an Amazon Prime member, because Amazon Prime members get free shipping in most cases. Yeah. And you could probably get the guitar for like, because Guitar Garden charges, and this is a low fee, dude, like $27 to ship it out, you know. And that includes insurance and everything. But you can save that $27 when you order from Amazon Prime, and you can also get the guitar for a little bit cheaper than what you get it off of Guitar Garden for. So the only thing I'm not sure about, because I haven't ordered a guitar off of Amazon Prime yet, is if they back it up. Like if it fucks up and you have to send it back, will they replace it, or do you get your money back? Do you deal directly with Firefly? These are questions I can't answer. But Firefly's, Guitar Garden's website, that's the people who sell Firefly, you know, from everything I heard, like, they do, like, back it up. Like, if something happens, you know, they'll go ahead and replace the guitar or make sure that you're happy with the purchase, which is good. It's good business. Anyway, I'm out of here. Keep on jamming. Next, I'm going to be reviewing comics, because this is still a comic review channel. And also, I'm going to be doing live art, so you guys can check that out. If you want, check out my Patreon and become a member, or don't. Doesn't bother me. Either way. You know, I try to give people perks on that, as far as like discounts on commissions and stuff like that. I do not keep up with it as much as I should. You know, but whatever. Also, I have a website. It's artofprestonacevedo.com, and it's up. You can also order commissions, artwork off of there, and check out just all the stuff that I do, and watch me paint a Frazetta. Anyway, you guys take it easy. I also have a TeePublic store. Yeah, I know, I'm pushing the shit out of this. And also hit like and subscribe if you like what I'm putting out there. Talk to you guys later. Take it easy and keep rocking.